Nice is one of the most commonly used words in the English language. As an adjective, it can describe subjects as divergent as a friendship, an apartment, a political strategy, humankind, and the weather, to name but a few. But behind its deceptively saccharine blandness lurks something unsettling, because the word's history shows clear evidence of a huge identity crisis that persists to this day. Let's explore. The origin of the word nice can be found in the Latin nescius, meaning unaware or ignorant. Nice is the word for someone who poses no threat because he's clueless. And that sounds somewhat like an insult. You can easily pull the wool over the eyes of a nice person. Still bearing that same meaning, the word slipped into the French vernacular and crossed the English Channel in the wake of William the Conqueror and his Normans. And it's still hardly a compliment. Nice means stupid or foolish. But then, towards the end of the Middle Ages, there was a shift and nice became something else. When looking at historical quotes, we must pause at an obscure mystical text by an unknown 14th century monk, because it reveals important clues to the word's radical transformation. The manuscript open before us is The Cloud of Unknowing. It's a collection of tips and instructions for the serious student of religion, and we find the segment of interest to us in chapter 53. Here, the author mocks a medieval quirk we would probably call performative reading today. Nice mannerisms designed to impress an audience with the aesthetics of reading rather than actively absorbing knowledge. In this context, the word still very much means stupid and foolish, but there is an important bit of subtext woven into the narrative, gently guiding the word in a different direction. Within religious communities, being too particular about your image is a bad thing, indicating vanity, which is one of the 7 deadly sins. But in other circles, looking sharp and playing to the audience can have its benefits. As the European world teeters at the very edge of massive changes in perspective, the power dynamic also changes. The rediscovery of ancient Roman art and architecture kickstarts the Renaissance, and a fusion with Islamic knowledge pushes scientific advances to the forefront. Relentless exploration takes on the boundaries of the known world and wins more ground. In this milieu, you want to look like a winner, because that might unlock the lucrative support of important secular patrons, kings, dukes, princes. And just like that, yesterday's vice becomes today's virtue. Nice inches a little closer to the dictionary definition we're familiar with today. Dressing nice becomes an alternative subculture, and then it takes over as the new normal. But has the word become completely sanitized, or does it retain some of its older meaning? When William Shakespeare's famous lover Romeo speaks of a nice quarrel, he still implies the older meaning. So, a foolish argument. But 150 years on, in 1749, the dictionary weighs in, and the word's transformation becomes official. Later still, when Henry tells Catherine, "It's a very nice word indeed," in Jane Austen's Northanger Abbey, he is mocking the word itself for its ubiquitous presence in polite society. And that is exactly the problem with nice. It became the word you said when you wanted to make friendly overtones without going overboard. But when you dig deeper, a kernel of the old meaning remains firmly wedged within its DNA. When we say play nice, What we mean is, don't be too clever or too competitive. Don't outshine us. And that's exactly why some people remain rightly suspicious of the word. For instance, if you're an artist who has just poured your heart and soul into a painting, you'd want your audience to commit to something stronger than, "Oh, that's nice." And in societies which lean heavily into irony, nice remains as caustic an insult as it was in the old days. Thank you for watching. This was Word Goblins. And if you want to play nice with us, feel free to like and subscribe. We'll be back.